What up, though? This is Three Count Commentaries, and this is your host, Mongo Slade. So today we're going to talk about the Hurt Business and Matt Riddle running the Gauntlet. Me and one of my subscribers had a conversation about this recently, so I'm so glad that this idea was used. But I really wish it wasn't used on this episode of Raw, and I'll get to it. I'll get to that in a moment. So we start the show. Let's talk about the Hurt Business. We start the show with an MVP Lounge segment, and well, first we start the show. Well, we start this before the MVP Lounge. We get R-Truth, and he's talking to Riddle. And R-Truth is talking to Riddle about the Hurt Business throwing him a party, a surprise party, and they got 24 golden carats for him. And Riddle's like, "What? How do you know?" And it was like, oh God. It was straight up two idiots in a phone booth. Like it was Dumb and Dumber. But the MVP lounge was pretty cool. So of course Shelton Benjamin forgot to remove his mask, so he was on TV with the mask on, and everybody just stood there, and Shelton still wearing the mask, the fucking medical mask, on TV. Nobody in Gorilla told him. No, and he got three other dudes with him. Nobody told him, and he snatched his mask off like shit. I'm sure you saw. I'm sure everybody saw that. That was pretty funny. They need to factor that into the storyline. I'll talk about that later too. So from the MVP lounge, Bobby Lashley presents MVP with a new Hurt Business necklace. His old 305 necklace has been his MVP necklace has been replaced with THB, the Hurt Business necklace, and it was excellent. This was fantastic. And you even got to furthering of the storyline because MVP says, hey, he kept calling Lashley Roberto, which is, I really hope that's not his real name. I hope it's just Robert. But anyway, Lashley said something that was pretty good. He says, sometimes you have to believe in someone else's belief in you. I love that. I love that quote. That's a great quote. And he talked about how MVP believed in everybody. And he's the reason the Hurt Business is together. And Shelton Benjamin was about to talk, and then Cedric Alexander cut him off and said, then Cedric Alexander tried to take credit for the being with the jeweler and the designer of the necklace. And then here comes R-Truth, and R-Truth is talking about being about this birthday party. He thought THB meant Truth, happy birthday. So it was so dumb. It was so dumb. And then R-Truth is 49. Like, dude is almost 50. And he's hilarious. Like, he's found a whole second career being comedic. He is like the new age Gerald Briscoe or Pat Patterson. Like, those guys had a whole nother run out of being the Stooges. From the like, these two guys were excellent pro wrestlers in their time. And then when they got older, they found a different side of themselves, a different personality, where they became like the Stooges, like two idiots. And these are two excellent wrestlers. And they were, they became more popular for being idiots. And now R-Truth is kind of becoming more popular for being a moron than he actually he is actually more loved now than when he was ever pushed as a top guy. And that I don't know what that means as far as wrestling is concerned. But it shows the power of personality. When R-Truth was, the NWA champion and all that type of stuff, that was fine. That was good for his career. He's a world champion. But people legitimately love R-Truth now. Like, people who hate the comedy of wrestling love R-Truth. And I haven't seen anything like this since Santino. Because Santino is legitimately funny too. So R-Truth comes out, thought it was going to be Truth, happy birthday. And then Lashley, was like, you know what? I almost forgot your birthday. He's like, come on in here and get your gift. Go get your gift. I love the Hurt Business, man. And then, R-Truth is about to come into the ring. And here comes the clown car of the 24/7 title. And the Hurt Business decided to beat the hell out of all of the 24/7 guys. And while the Hurt Business, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, and Bobby Lashley are beating up all the 24/7 guys, Matt Riddle slides into the ring and hits MVP with a knee strike to set up the gauntlet for later. If Matt Riddle wins the gauntlet, Matt Riddle becomes the number one contender for the United States Championship. And that is the match later. We get Riddle versus the Hurt Business, 3 versus 1. His first match is against Shelton Benjamin, which is actually pretty good. Obviously, it's pretty good. Shelton Benjamin might not be the best on the mic, but he's still very athletic, and he's still an excellent ring general. Guy's really good. Story is that he had Riddle beat. He had him rolled up and pinned, but Cedric Alexander kept occupying the ref, and then Shelton Benjamin actually turned around and lost. And Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin started to argue. This is after MVP told him in the MVP lounge that he needed to focus on the task at hand. But, which is odd because that ties into how MVP ended up losing. Because MVP is trying to play peacemaker to Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander as they bicker amongst each other. Lashley is not out there for this match, by the way. I forgot to say that. But when MVP turns around, he gets locked up in, I think, a heel hook, and he taps out. It was almost immediate. So MVP didn't have to work a match. So MVP tapped out and was pissed because he lost so fast. And then we went to commercial and we came back. Cedric Alexander is battling Riddle, and they had an excellent contest. Cedric Alexander is really good. All these guys are really good. MVP used to be really good. He's a little bit aged now. But he's still a really great manager, really great mouthpiece, and a formidable figure for the Hurt Business. So a really great roll-up, and we get Riddle had defeated all 3 members of the Hurt Business, and it was, now it was Lashley versus Riddle again. So after the match, the Hurt Business has lost, and Lashley decides that he's going to pop up. He runs down the ramp, snatches Riddle up in the Hurt Lock, or what they call the full Lashley or something like that, and throws him against the barricade head first. And, Lashley is dominant as usual. So that was the story for the week. So let's talk about this. The reason I didn't like this match, the only reason I had a problem with this match is we had just seen a handicap match. Literally, I think maybe, what was it? Maybe a couple of segments before this, it was late. It was Sheamus and The Miz Sheamus and John Morrison. That became Sheamus and The Miz and John Morrison in a handicap match. I couldn't get it right in my brain. So we just saw a handicap match. And then also we just saw a Gauntlet on SmackDown just 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's like they didn't really have any ideas. But I'm glad we got these mini matches. This Riddle versus Benjamin, Riddle versus Cedric Alexander. Those things were really good. I don't mind Riddle continuing in this role, but also Lashley just beat Riddle. It's like they're not really building contenders as much as they're trying to microwave it. Like, you can't cook food on high heat. You cook it on high heat, you'll burn it on both sides. You have to let things, or you can't cook things in the microwave. It'll come out squishy and trash. You have to slow cook things. And when it comes to Riddle, they just burn it on both sides. It's like, okay, well, we don't have anyone else. Just burn it on both sides and say that it's cooked. It's like, no, this guy just lost. Lashley just beat this guy. And he doesn't have to go back and, he should have to earn the right to even be in a gauntlet because he just lost. So then you have a bunch of other people who aren't doing anything that Lashley hasn't beaten recently. And it seems like, we just don't care anymore, But whatever. This was a fun segment, fun match. Hurt Business was fine. I didn't like that they got beat all in one night, but it made sense in the context of the story because Cedric Alexander cost Benjamin his match, and then he also cost MVP his match, and then he just straight up lost. So we have something to build off of for next week when Cedric Alexander gets, a little bit mouthy. Nobody cost him his match. He actually just plain lost. So this was fine. The Hurt Business could easily bounce back. We did, theoretically just see Riddle beat the tag team champions by himself, which, I guess have to shrug. Just gotta shrug because there's no other it's not like they're feuding with anybody. There's no tag teams, So, I mean, might as well job them out to one guy. Why not? I also I'm beginning to have a problem with Riddle's characterization. Him just being like a stoner idiot. Look, it's fun in moderation, but they're going too heavy into the comedy part. I like that, they're kind of trying to do what Rusev said that he wanted to do. So Rusev, who is Miro, obviously, for people who don't know, Rusev wanted to be like Kurt Angle, where he thought you could be a big personality, but then be in the ring and be a serious machine-like character. Because he thought like that was a great way to promote him. And they're kind of doing that with Riddle now. Where outside the ring, Riddle's like, bro. And he's like a real idiot. And then he gets into a match and he's like serious. And his stuff looks good. And his work is good. He's not a joke in the ring. Not like R-Truth or Santino, who are jokes in the ring and out. Riddle is being seen as being a legit dude in the ring. Like if you just had Riddle in a match, he'll be great, and that's good. I don't mind that. I just want them to turn it down a little bit. I want there to be a moment where he doesn't sound like he's a stone idiot. That's it. Give me a serious story where Matt Riddle maybe doesn't grin like Positively Page. You remember the Positively DDP bullshit they were doing? And how that annoying ass grin that DDP had. I would like for Riddle to not do that so much. That bro. And I don't need as much of that. But everything else is good. He's making a fool of the Hurt Business. He's got some heat with them. Now they're gonna try to break him. Maybe I think he's actually gonna win the title this time. Hopefully, this doesn't throw Bobby into the wind. I want more for Bobby. I want Bobby to win the Rumble. I want Bobby to be the star. I want Bobby to be the champion. Bobby Lashley should be the champion. Why he's not is it's legit confusing to me because now the presentation is there, the mic work is there, the characterization is there. Everything is perfect for Bobby Lashley to be the champion. Now it's just a matter of, how do we get there? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Use the hashtag 3Count Commentaries to keep the story going, to spread the good word of 3Count Commentaries. And like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys for your time, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, shed light. I know what that's like.